Hello, this is Andrea, and I have a new journal to show you today. It is a big one. Look at that. That's with it filled. And it is very chunky. Let me get out my ruler. So, it is about 5.5 inches across, 8 3/4 inches from top to bottom. The spine is almost 1.5 inches, and this section is 4.5 inches. So this side is, the mouth is 4.5 inches and the spine is like here. It is full. It is very full. So this is the book that I did for Dear Julie Julie's April ABC Altered Junk Journal Challenge 2025. And we were to take a book and, do an altered book, which this is my first time doing. I used a Reader's Digest book, and you take out a bunch of pages and you fold them different ways. It's an interesting project. I'll put a link to the playlist for this junk journal, for this altered journal on Dear Julie Julie's Dear Julie Julie's channel. And remember, it's the April 2025. So, I'm not going to remember what everything's called in here, but let's have a look. I just want to do this, okay? It's so big, I don't know what to do with this side of it. Anyway, you can see I have some beads hanging down. The digitals I used were, I thought I wrote it down. The digitals I used from Dear Julie Julie are Sunshine End Leaf, which you can get at her Etsy shop, and then the other two digitals I used were Patreon digitals. One was White Flowers and the other was Grungy Pages. So this card I put on here, it's a card that I made as a couple of months ago, and I put 2 paper and lace flowers on the front. Here, this is from the White Flowers digital, and it really is what inspired me to do this theme, because you can see there's orange in here, and I wanted to try out using orange because it's not really one of my favorite colors, so I wanted to see how I could make this look. And I did buy some orange distress oxide. I bought carved pumpkin, so when you see the colors in here, it's carved pumpkin. They have another orange, it's something like persimmon, but this looked more like the color that I wanted. Anyway, I'm also going to take out the items as I go through so I can see how thin the book gets. So bear with me. There was like a title page here, so this is one of the stack of stickers. This is a page where you flip this up and you can write here. And then I have my traveling Zorro pocket, which I'm just now realizing I haven't put anything in. So I'll have to go back and put something in that. But I have 2 pockets here. I can show you. One here and one here. And you can write on the back. This is a side pocket. So you open this up and it has, this is the junk mail tag that I made. And it has a pocket on the back. And there's a little bit of an index card in there that can be written on. This is Just a Pocket, I think it's called Just a Pocket page, and it has the vellum shaker. I can't remember if that's what the name of it is, but it's a vellum shaker. And you can see there's beads and sequins and stuff in there. This is a picture from a magazine. This is part of the White Flowers digital. This is an inside tuck. And take this out, and this is a hidden journaling card. So, and you can also write on the back. I'll just put it over there and mess with it later. This is a flip flop. Here is a policy pocket page, and inside I just put some paper for writing on, but you could put something else if you wanted. This is 2 pockets. I can't remember what this was called. So I put an old-fashioned recipe card in here. And this is my oval tag. And it has a little thing that opens on the back, and you can write inside there. This is, here I'll show you both sides of this page. I took a page from a Boy Scout book, and it's also got a hidden, I think it's called On the Edge, Over the Edge hidden pocket, and inside is a time card, and I have it so that the back page comes off too, so that you can write right here. So this goes in here. Oh, do I want to take this out too? No, I think that should go back in. Sorry, my hands shake a little. So then, it mostly looks hidden. This is a notched top pocket, thumb pocket, and I used this, put this writing paper in here. This is, I think it's torn pockets, and there's a index card for writing on, and then there's this, a punch card that is kind of orange, so I put that in there. Here is the narrow tall pocket, and inside of it I have, this was called an underwater tag, and I don't know if you can see how it's see-through. I took a magazine picture and I put plastic packaging tape on it and rubbed, made sure it was nice and tight on there, and then put it in water and pulled the paper off the back, and this was see-through. So, and I also did some hand sewing on here, and there's a loop at the top. I didn't do that on purpose, it just was kind of a mistake, and I couldn't get it out, so I left it there to kind of look like it's a tag or a holder, whatever. I have this back here. This is one of the, I forget what this was called. It might be a quilted tag. I think there's 2 of these in here. This is the, what is this called? Some kind of doors. They open like this. Oh, the gatefold. And then I put paper in here to write on. This is from a magazine. And then this is a xylophone tag. And this is a gift card pocket with tag. Can't remember what this one's called either, but here we go. Here's the other one of those quilted tags. And this is window something. Window specimen spot tag. And I have a purple flower in there. Not sure if you can see it. You probably need light behind it to see it. This is called a sailboat pocket. So there's a pocket in the front, and in there is this notched nature card, and it opens like this. So you can write on the back, you can write on the inside. And that holds this top part down, which you can write on there. And then there's a pocket back here. And here I put, this is something I made a while ago as a mini challenge for a different journal. And it's just a little envelope that's also a mini booklet and has 2 cards in it for writing on. And it's closed with a paper clip. Okay. Some of my pages I just put some paper on to cover up the words. Here, this is a double tuck, and this is a little, I think this is called a fold over scrappy notebook, and this is kaleidoscope shaker, and I had a hard time with this. This took me 3 times to make this. Let me show you. This is one of the times I was making it, and the glue didn't dry. I ended up having to put this in a small bag, and then I kind of glued the end, and then I folded over the corners and I taped them to the back here. It was the only way I could do it. I couldn't figure out a better way to do it, so that's how I did it. This is, I can't remember what this is called. It's got 6 pockets. So I've got, this is part of the masterboard that we made. These are all masterboard cards here. And then these are plain cards, but I put my charms on here. We had to make 2 paper beads, at least 2 paper beads. So there's my 2 paper bead dangles. And then here's a paper clip dangle. This is the vestment sash belly band, and under it I put just a card that I made in a different mini challenge. The mini challenges are fun because they're just small items to make, and you know, if you're not up to doing the whole big challenge, you can do the mini challenges. This is a Zorro. Well, first of all, here's a Painty paper that I put in here. I have a couple Painty papers, and they were given to me by Birdie, the recycled hippie chick. I'll put a link to her channel in the description below. She does a lot of artsy, junky, fun stuff. Here is the Zorro pull-out page. I put a sticker here that can be written on, and then this whole part here can be written on, and then it folds back in. This is a paper that was given to me by Ava. I think she's also called Ava. I'm not sure. I'll put the link to her page in the section below, but this is like a photocopy of one of her pieces of art, and then she did Momagami to it, which I've never done. It's kind of like you put a little, I don't know the whole process, but you kind of crumple up the paper and put a little bit of lotion on it and you rub it in, and it changes the texture of the paper, but it doesn't feel oily or anything. But I thought the colors went well here. This is just an envelope that is part of, was a page. And here is the paper clip that I did. And then you open this, and then here is I meant to put a ticket in this. Let's see. Where do I have my tickets? Oh, I had a ticket here somewhere. You do not want to see the mess I have going on. What did I... So I have this little thing that I sometimes put stuff that I might want to use in here for whatever challenge I'm doing, the small stuff. I put it in there. There, that'll fit in there. Just a little ticket. And you can write on the back. And inside this is a little envelope and card that I got when I was in Washington State. I went to, I'm trying to think what it's called, Daiso. It's called a Japanese dollar store, but it's, the stuff is a little more than $1. And I think I got 3 of these in one package, but look how pretty it is. So that's in there. Oh, I just remembered, Ava's channel is My Brainy Mess, so I'll put a link to that in the description too. This is, wow, I can't remember what this is called, but it looks like a giant X, and it's got tucks on both sides. Why won't you come out? Oh, there we go. This is a card I made. I think I was following Sevenplaza tutorial for that one. This is a card I made in a mini challenge in the past for DearJulieJulie. There's 4 pockets here. This is just a card made from quilt that I think I got this quilt at the gathering last year, 2024, at Big Mama's house. And this is another piece of the masterboard. This is, I think it's called a dresser. It's a card you can write on, and then it's really cute. But it's got 2 cards in it that you can write on the back. See? And then the bottom, there's a little pocket, and there's just a tiny tag in there with a little bit of lace to make it look like, there's something lacy in the bottom drawer. Put these back in here. See, some of these ideas are so cute, so you might want to take a look at that playlist. And over here, I think I took an old piece of paper. It's an old piece of writing paper, so it's pretty thin. I can't tell if there's I I don't see a mark on it, but I don't see a watermark, but it's a nice thin piece of paper for writing on. This is like an under-over pockets page. And here I have, someone gave this to me in Happy Mail. So I put that in there. And this is another thing I made for, I think it was for a mini challenge, or it was an extra I made. It has some writing paper in it. And this is an accordion pocket page. And in the first accordion thing I have 2 note papers here. Like one's a sticky note. And in the second pocket I have, this is a pocket I made a couple years ago out of a really old envelope. It's got a nice texture and a napkin, and I thought if the person who has this wants, they can put an extra pocket in, or they can use it for something else. There's so many pockets in this journal that I had to find more stuff to put in there. So this picture, I made this watching a tutorial on the channel Hazy Crazy Artz. I just found her channel like a week or 2 ago, and I love her stuff. She's got all kinds of doodling type things like this. And this particular video is called Cute Birds Using Painty Papers. Now she did it, she made her own stamp to do it, but instead of me making the stamp, I just kind of drew the basic picture the way she did. I'm not good at cutting the stamp stuff. I'll probably try it at some point. But she makes a stamp that's just this shape. She stamped it on the painty paper, which is what I did. And then she put a little mark there, then she cut all around it. And then once she put it down, she made these other items. You know what I mean? Well, you'll see when you look at the video, but it's cute. I got this in a Happy Mail, and I don't know who it's from. So I asked one lady, and she said she doesn't remember if she made it. So I write this stuff down, but not always really clearly. I have a little notebook that I write my Happy Mail stuff in, like what I send or what I receive, but it's kind of general. Like it might say that I got 2 journaling cards from somebody and a bunch of other things, so it's just a list. This is, ooh, it's caught on something. Oh, there we go. This is a paper. I'm not really sure what it's from. I think I got this from DearJulieJulie because I get the monthly, she sends an ephemera pack monthly if you're for one of the levels, and I'm on that level, and so I get these kind of little papers. This is, don't remember what this is called either, but there's different layers of the paper, and it's all glued together with a picture at the back. That looks pretty cool. This is an outside edge tuck, and inside I put one of these Project Life cards. This was an extra thing I made that's kind of like a Zorro pocket, and then I just put these long tags in here that kind of look like bookmarks. See, you can write on the back or use them for bookmarks, whatever. This is it's called something like flap up envelope pocket, and here's the pocket on the side. And I have a German vocabulary card here, and you can write on the back. And then this is an extra card I made. Well, part of it was already made, but this we made in the challenge. It's called something like teabag tag, something like that. So I put it on here to look like be a little dangle for that tag. This is a book page from a different book, but it looks like a chicken, like it's for chickens, so I put a chicken sticker there. This was a card that I had, and I put that on there. This is, what is this called? Oh my goodness, a rosette. This is a rosette that I made, and I tried to make it look like a flower. And then on the back, this is, we had to do our own thing. So I made a library tag, not tag, a library pocket, and I put another Project Life card in it. So let's see, after all the stuff is out, here's what it looks like with all the stuff out. I mean, it opens a little bit, but you can get it to the same size on both sides, but you can't do that with the items in. Here's the items that were inside. See how much? It's a big one. It's a big one. I was going to put lace on the edge, but to cover this part, but I didn't think the lace looked right with it, because it's not a very lacy type book. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this flip through, and until next time, happy crafting.